Hello everybody and welcome back. It's been a minute. Hello everyone. I am Blake, aka PoshBossBlake, and welcome back to my channel. Yeah. And I am so excited to see you all. We are back with some reselling content. There has been some activity, and I figured instead of doing like a weekly what sold for the month of June, because as previously mentioned, didn't have a great mental month for June, so I did not do any reselling. I put forth zero effort with that, but I did still have some sales, so I will talk about that in just a second. But if you're new here, welcome. Hope you are doing well, both mentally, physically, everything. Make sure to take time for yourself. Self-care is important. And thank you all for coming back if you're a returning subscriber. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about hitting subscribe. Think about hitting subscribe and turn on the notifications, because every Wednesday for the month of July, I have What Wednesdays, my series where we talk about anything based on the reselling topic of the week. This past week, it was Poshmark, all things Poshmark. We went back and forth with questions from the viewers on Instagram. I will link that up here. This coming week on Wednesday will be all about Mercari, so stay tuned for that. And without further ado, let's dive into the sales. Okay, so as I mentioned, June was a slow month for me. I did not put forth any effort with reselling because I couldn't mentally. That said, this is where it's important to make sure, if you're doing this in a capacity where you're relying on the income in any way, make sure you're setting yourself up to make sales in the future. So whether you're taking a vacation, a purposeful break like I did, whatever it is, you have enough inventory in your closet to go away for a couple days, take some time off, and still have a little bit of income coming in. So we will get started, and what I'll do, because there's so many items, at the end of the video, I'm gonna do a totals so you can see it that way, because we just have a bunch of inventory to get through, because I haven't done one of these in a hot second. So let's get started. Right off the bat, June 1st, I had my first sale of this Rails Knox denim jacket in medium vintage wash. It was one of my last finds right before going into quarantine, and I believe I got this for around 10 bucks off the top of my head, and it was my first Rails piece ever. So, you know, having a sale for $50, that was a pretty good investment. I will say, keep in mind when you're looking at denim to don't discard or not choose something because it might look dirty. In this instance, the wash was meant to look a little yellowed, a little aged. So initially I was like, no, this is too dirty, too many, I need to use a whole stain stick on the whole thing. But luckily that's, I did some Google schmoogling, and that's what it's supposed to look like, and it sold rather quickly, I would say within a 3-month period. So that's pretty good considering we're going into summer. So that's exciting. Next up, I did a little closet purge, as a lot of us probably did while we've been in isolation. But this was an ASOS Collusion regular fit Oxford slim shirt in leopard. It just sat in my closet, sat in the plastic bag, and then I took it out one day and I was like, I'm gonna wear this. And then I was like, no, like it's too thick, it's too hot for me in LA. So let me sell this. So I did, and it only sold for 15 bucks, but I think I got it on sale. So I think if anything, I made my money back. Very excited about that. And I will also say plus size ASOS, men's and women's, because they do, I think it's called plus for men's as well. Snatch that up, because curvy folks want that, including myself. And it fits really nice. So love that they have those options. Next up is this pair of Polo Ralph Lauren stretch shorts. Okay, this was, I think, talked about previously in a haul, obviously, but it sold for $15. These were a size 50. And the problem with Poshmark in this instance is they don't have that sizing for men's. So this was a pair of men's, like classic dress kind of shorts. They only go up to like a 40 something, 48 maybe. They don't go up to a 50. So I had listed these and they sat for months at a custom size 50. So I was like, let me retry this under the biggest non-numerical size, like in terms of lettering. So the biggest I could go is 3XL. And I just did it, and obviously, you know, very clearly put measurements and sizing in the description. It eventually sold, not for a ton, only for 15 bucks. I had these on eBay, I had it on Mercari, I don't know. These were like virtually brand new as well, so happy that they sold. Would I pick them up again? No. Next up was something from a B&G box. It was the Suzina short sleeve smocked mini floral dress in navy. This sold for $18. Super cute, lightweight, perfect for summer. Enough said. I'm happy with that. Simple, quick, and easy. Next is the See the Shades pink ruffle trim jumpsuit. This is a one shoulder kind of ruffle situation, and it was super cute in like a fuchsia color, and it sold for $18, again from a B&G box, which was phenomenal. So, you know, excited about that. I will say, as a reminder, like I've had great experiences with B&G. 20% off code PoshBossBlake down in the description. When you're buying in bulk but not pallets, you have to remember that your cost of goods is going to be a little higher than normal. The more you buy, the lower your cost of goods will be. It just kind of depends on the tier you're buying, not necessarily B&G, just in general with wholesale. You have to remember the more you buy, the better your margins can be. And I wasn't buying like tons and tons of inventory because I just don't have the space. So the profit here isn't astronomical, but in the time of isolation, it's what is working, and I'm okay with that. So shifting my mentality to be, you know, flexible with the times. You feel me? Okay. So next up, let's talk about this real quick. This was a Mishi mesh net black sleeve or sleeveless tank top. It's an activewear brand. It sold for $15. I have been having the worst trouble with packages scanning with USPS. Aside from the normal delay going to Poshmark's system, which is very normal, LA in particular, and I can't speak for everyone else, LA in particular is so overwhelmed with packages, it's nuts. And I've dropped packages and they've scanned into the facility, the original facility, that same day. Oftentimes what will happen present day is I'll put something, I'll drop it off, and I'll get the notification when it's delivered. That's very normal as well. This, however, never shipped, or I shipped it, never tracked. Sometimes if you track via USPS and not Poshmark, it'll still show up. Never showed up. I reached out to Poshmark, shipped it, but not tracking. They were like, wait till this date. I did, but the day before that date, it didn't say the buyer canceled, but the transaction canceled. And so I reached out to them. I was like, you told me to wait. I don't know what's happening. They said wait, and I'm like, okay, but it's canceled now, so I don't know what to do. Regardless, I got my money back. The buyer got their money back, and they could very possibly get this item as well, but it doesn't show delivered in USPS system, so what are you gonna do? I guess technically no loss, but I just don't like the fact that there's an item floating out there that TBD could be delivered. I don't know. Anyway, next up, this is a Rebecca Taylor La Vie Pointel sweater dress. Super cute. It was a lavender color. It sold for $45, and this was like the cutest thing. I will say though, when I was handling it, like physically like holding it, the straps seemed a little dainty for the weight of the dress. Leave me a comment below if sometimes, like, do dresses sag in that instance? Like, even if it's like fitting you fine, the weight of the dress on the thin strap kind of stretches it out. I'm curious because this again was a knit dress, so I'm curious if the weight of it pulled everything down. I don't know. Okay, next up was this pair of Las Vegas Raiders junk food shorts. This is a pair of shorts that I went dumpster diving for in my own building because I threw my garbage away one day and realized someone threw a bag of clothes away. I know. But these sold for $15, free inventory, can't complain. Love it. Also, keep an eye out for the junk food brand, I guess. They create affiliated sports wear. I don't know, I'm not familiar too much, but official licensed wear. There we go. So junk food, that's the brand. Next is this Pavel Brecha clutch crossbody bag. This was a European, Polish potentially, designer, very specific look aesthetically. This bag, no exception. This is brand new, basically. It sold for $40. It did sit for a while, but it's, again, a very unique designer. I remember I got this for only a couple dollars, so I'm very happy with that flip. I will say I did get a 4-star rating on this because the person thought there was some damage to the bag. And I reached out separately and was like, what damage? Because there was no damage. Like, it was a beautiful, brand new, virtually brand new bag. And for those that don't know, like, anytime something doesn't, especially leather, no, always leather, anytime you're like putting, I don't know what the official latch system is called, but when you have like the metal nub and you have to put the piece of fabric around it to secure it, oftentimes with leather particularly, you'll have this circle cut out in the leather, but it needs to have a slit as well so that you don't stretch out the hole over time, or else it won't stay closed. So this person thought the slit, the manufactured slit, was damaged. I explained to them it wasn't. They received that and they were like, thank you. Still a 4-star rating. So not the end of the world, but I was dinged for something that is not damaged. So, you know, again, not the end of the world, but it does happen. And next up was a pair of Everlane men's chinos. This was the performance chino. It sold for $18. Men's still sells well. Love it. Easy peasy. And next up was another B&G item. It was the Joie Raisin Twistback Slub Linen Tank. This was cool, although trying to figure out how it looked with the twistedness was hilarious, you know, behind closed doors. This sold for $28. I love it. I have a sweater dress, same look, except it's just a dress. Same situation. Same stripes and everything, except it's like a dark black, or like a charcoal black. There we go. Love it. This sold for $28, like I said, and it's perfect for summer, so love that. Next up was this Lovers and Friends white lace one shoulder bridal kind of dress. I would categorize this dress as like the second dress in a wedding ceremony, if that's, you know, your aesthetic. I would also say it's like maybe like a engagement party white dress, or a bridal shower white dress, or an informal in quarantine bridal shower dress, you know what I'm saying? Or bridal dress. Love it. This sold for $26. It was virtually like new, but no tag. It was a size large and it was great. This did sit for a while. I got this in October of 2019, and I think I couldn't find a stock photo to get an idea of how to frame it. And also, again, dresses are hard if you don't have a stock photo to go off of or reference, but also to capture if you don't have a mannequin or a form of some sort can be challenging. And this kind of, I think, would have definitely sold quicker if I had a fitted form or something, because it was beautiful. It was a gorgeous dress. Okay, next up we got 4 items left. This was a Naked and Famous denim easy shirt. I think that's the name of the style. It kind of had like a crinkly look to it, and it was a men's. It sold for $35. Naked and Famous does sell well. Quickly, no, but worth it. Like, it was worth it. So would I buy it again? Yes. Only in good condition. I'm not wasting my time with bad condition though. Or like needs help. No. It already sits. I don't want to put more effort into that. So just my situation. Next up was a pair of Vimea Crackle Ombre leggings. These are super cool leggings. Vimea, this was an expensive pair of leggings, but it's not a common brand. I actually can't remember where you could buy this directly from, but this was given to me from a consignment, and you know, free is fine with me. So yeah, these sold for $25. These sat for only 2-3 months, so happy with it. I had never heard of the brand before, but keep an eye out for Vimia, Vimmia. Particularly these ombre leggings, whether crackle or not, they have like Vimia is kind of known for that, so that's that. And that was all Poshmark. Those were all my Poshmark sales. Again, didn't do anything. Those were listed in the closet. That's that. Next up, only 2 more things for this whole month of June, and they were on Mercari. First up, we had this sale of an Emilio Pucci silk scarf. This did have some damage. This was from a thread up designer box that I was unhappy with. Someone actually saw this and reached out to me, and we negotiated over Instagram, completed the transaction on Mercari, but this person actually was like, I can figure out what to use these for. Turns out they make like twillies for handbags. So that's very exciting, and you know, they love it. And this sold for how much? $25. Again, there was some pulls in it. I did end up washing this and giving it a steam. I think my steamer, I communicated this, I think it was too hot in one small section. So after I washed and it dried and I steamed, I think I steamed too hot one section because there was like a penny size kind of hardening to the fabric. So that was weird, but at the end of the day, found a nice, beautiful home. Love it. And last but not least, this just recently sold right before July, was the Callaway Opti Dry Sleeveless Polo. It was brand new with tags, and it sold for $29. Something to note, on Mercari, you can, like Poshmark, see when someone has offered something, etc. I had offered this person, you know, weeks ago, $25, but for whatever reason, they wanted to pay $29 weeks later. So happy for the sale, and you know, that is that. I will say that I'm happy with the sales that I had in June, knowing that I did not put any effort into the reselling aspect of business. But the good thing about that is I was set up ahead of time to be able to take this time off. I will say I do need to play a little bit of catch up because I did take the time off and I wasn't active in any capacity in that way. So that's just something to keep in mind as you grow your business, especially those who do this full time. I know that it can definitely be like a non-stop, always doing something for the business situation. So setting yourself up to make income while you're away, we're already doing that. But you know, if you're relying on a certain amount per day, try to set yourself up or get a ton of drafts ready, regardless of platform, to be able to get you through your time off, get you through your time away. Because unlike a corporate environment, I'm here to tell you, you need time for yourself. People often forget that, myself included. Even with my traditional kind of job, that is my full-time income. So, you know, make sure you take time for you. Make sure you set yourself up for success and set yourself up so that you can take that time. Okay, so to round this all out, let's do some totals. We have the gross amount here for the month of June, and we have the fees broken out by platform. And then we have the net amount after the fees from the platforms. Yay! So that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in. June, you know, was a month. We're gonna get back into the groove of things in July and August, of course. My birthday's coming up, August 2nd. Oh my God, can you believe I'm gonna be 15? I'm just kidding. I am so excited for the months ahead. And that is that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Everybody give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. Thumbs up, because you want to see more of me. Oh my God. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.